What's up, guys? Welcome back to our West Ham Fanners TV. Back once again, where we have some show news to bring you this afternoon. Sorry about a bit of later upload today, but we are back on the channel now after a few days break as well. Few news to bring you today. We've got all at the bottom of your screen. There's not a lot going around personally, but although there's not a lot of transfers happening, there's one that has happened, and it's the first major one of this summer for us. It is Alfonso Areola of PSG. Of course, he was at Fulham on loan last season, had a very good season, got their player of the season. I know they got relegated, but he made some good saves, got a lot of clean sheets, and hey, got team of the season in FIFA for, people have acknowledged him. So he has a very good, a bit of respect from footballing around the world. He's experienced. I think it's a step up for him. It's a European club technically right now. We're going to Europa League effectively. We've got four goalkeepers right now, although Martin is just maybe a bit of a role model in the club, so to speak. He'll only play when he has to play. But, it's good to have the goalkeepers there now. Probably Fabianski's last season now, because his contract's running down, he's getting old, his injuries are happening. And with Nathan Trott on loan, I think next season will be a big season for him to step up and, show what he's got. He's been on loan around the scene for a while now, Trott. And it would be perfect timing, especially with the obligation to buy with Alfonso Areola. I think he'll easily settle into our first choice from next season on. And yeah, that's the main thing. We got him an obligation to buy, like we did with Ben Rama last season. So it's a win-it-or decision for us to buy him. And I think it's like an 8 million deal. It's a cheap deal for Areola. So look, it was between him and Sam Johnson either way. I thought we could have done a swap deal with Johnson and Pereira. Not a swap, like a double swoop on them. For some nice deal there. But look, Pereira's not out of reach, and that's what I'm going to move straight on to next. But overall, Areola, happy sign. I think it's good to put a big move in here, and we'll talk about it later a bit more. We have to sign more players, preferably attacking players, striker. It has to come. Goalkeeper, what we're going to do, play him up front. We have to wait and see what we can do with that. Now, this is the next point we're going to speak about quickly is Matthias Pereira. Now, the man from West Brom, another player from relegated team last season, who did absolutely brilliant. He got a lot of goals. Wasn't far off Lingard. Now, again, Lingard came in January. Pereira's there for the whole season. So who's a step up, who's a step down, I'm not sure. But if you're looking at a good alternative with Premier League experience and young and a lot of potential, then Matthias Pereira is your man. He could fit in perfectly into our system. Watching the games the other night, we were doing all right creatively. Going forward, we're good. But off the bench, we were bringing on new players. Now, obviously, it's pre-season, you're going to do that. But the scary thing was, that would be what we'd probably be bringing off our bench in real life. Pereira, I'm hearing it's been close. They have representatives. What I'm here, speaking of West Ham currently, the news is we have offered, I think, a loan deal with an obligation to buy, like we have with Alfonso Areola, although Leicester are moving closer to monitoring a 15 or 25 million pound deal for Pereira after potentially losing James Maddison. So the news is that we're probably going to wait and see what Leicester's move is going to be. But the problem with that is Leicester aren't going to do that. Leicester are already monitoring and they're ready to sue no matter what. They don't care about other clubs, just fair enough. He said he wants to go to European football. He wants to probably get first team and stay in the Premier League, preferably. And, realistically, it's going to be Leicester and West Ham to offer him that out of the top six of the most. But we're going to have to wait and see how that unfolds. No absolute breaking news since on Pereira's movements, yes, although as we said earlier during the week that he will play pre-season with West Brom, he will do training with them, but he will not play any pre-season matches, which is a big one. He wants to stay fit and he wants that move, which is fair enough for a player of his standards and experience. Speaking about cam positions, Lingard last night, the move isn't completely out for him. Players and United fans are saying he hasn't met that mark in pre-season, likely would have loved him to, and normally he does start strong in it. I still think he will stay and fight for his place. He's in his last year with his United contract, so maybe he'll stay to January even, and maybe not play much then and go again like last January on loan, or we'll probably buy him, or maybe he will end up signing a new deal. We're not sure where to go with there, but let me know below as well, guys, if you haven't already. Who would you rather in the comments, Pereira or Lingard? I personally don't mind the Sam Johnson and Alfonso Areola deal. I don't really care who it is. They're both really good quality with a lot to bring to both clubs, and we'll have to wait and see with that one. Now, I suppose one of the final ones here is where are the signings linked with the first part? We're closing onto the 2.5 week mark now or so of the first Premier League game of the season away to Newcastle. as I said, pre-season's coming. We're going to need to start buying players. We're going to have to start getting upgrades to certain positions, and we're going to have to get squad depth. There's a difference of squad depth and upgrading positions. We look at the goalkeeper position now. Okay, that's one ticked off. It's not hard, is it? Left back position, we're looking at Creswell and Masuaku right now. Masuaku hasn't even come back fully to preseason yet. He's still trying to train off that injury he's had or getting fit from the end of last season. He will be injured next season. Let's not beat around the bush about it. Masuaku will be injured. And even that, he's more of a left mid or left wing back. He isn't good enough defensively and doesn't suit the system that you want to play if you're going attacking. So that is a bit of a major concern. And Creswell isn't shy to injuries either, especially with all the competitions we've got. Right back position, Kufal, Fredericks, Johnson were sorted in that area. I don't really mind that. Kufal's brilliant, played every game since he came in last season. Fredericks is an all right backup again, like Masuaku, better going forward, but you can play him defensively. And Johnson, I think, been really impressive in pre-season, scoring that goal and assist against Reading, winning man of the match there. And, he's had experience at West Ham now, and I think he's really need to step up. So that'll be an interesting one. In the centre-back positions, we still got Ogbonna, Diop, Ogbonna, Diop, Dawson, and we got Alves, the youngster promoted from the academy. He signed last year from West Ham from Foreign League. Goss, I don't think he bought loans. People put in the academy. I think he bought 19 years of age, and in pre-season he's been given a run out. Hasn't really put a foot wrong, but look, Premier League is another step up in the level. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Baptiste is another youngster. Probably put him on loan. He's looked okay. Hasn't he come on the last few minutes of pre-season games? But that's interesting. And word going around yesterday, Ogbonna is in a race to get fit after coming off in the game against Celtic at the weekend. Look, we knew that was happening. The season haven't even started. We won't keep going on about it. But we could be going into the new season with 2 senior centre halves available. And it's not like we've got a lot of bench squad depth for centre halves as well. We're playing full back to centre back like the FIFA map. But look, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I think it's not too serious. You might have to wear it off. He'll probably miss the game against Brentford at the weekend and maybe the Betway Cup game against Atlanta. But if he can get back for Newcastle game in 2.5 weeks, then it's okay. But then again, will he be fully fit? But look, centre half, we need to sign one. No news on the deals with Milenkovic yet and Kaleta. We heard the other day that Kaleta is getting close to a Spurs move because of the mentions with Romero, and after letting go Aerola, they're going to need one or two players, but I reckon they're going to try and get Romero, and that's a lot of deals. £55 million involved in that. I don't think they're going to move more on centre backs there. So that was a false source today. We heard on Romero to Spurs, on Kaleta to Spurs. In the midfield area, we got Rice, Suchek right now. They're coming back from international travel from the Euros after their holidays. Coventry, a big player, stepped up in pre-season, and I've heard Moyes is very impressed with him. The young Republic of Ireland international midfielder, playing CDM or centre mid. I think he needs to step up this season. It would be brilliant. You look at Rice, how he broke into the team, come on as a sub, got taken off straight away because he had a poor debut, and now look at him. Coventry is even breaking in pre-season, so at least you give him more time to start the season and maybe play him in Cup and Europa League games. I think it's a big season for Coventry. You can put Fornals. Lanzini, apparently, he was a player that was supposed to be getting rid of this season, like other players. Now, Moyes says he wants to keep him. He thinks he can play in a CDM role and maybe do that not long-term replacement, but when Noble is out or we don't want to play him, he can also play in that CDM role. You look at that game away to Burnley a few months ago. We did really well there. We won 2-1. He controlled the midfield, got man of the match that night, and he can play there, and he can also play in the number 10 position should we need it. There's something still in Lanzini. In the attack, I suppose we've got Fornal still, Benrahma, Bowen, and Antonio, and that is it, unfortunately. So if we want to, rotate one of the front four there, we can't, and that's a big problem. We need at least another signing or two in there. Ings, apparently we're looking at Ings at the moment still. We're monitoring the situation, but again, that's the only thing we do. Monitor, we don't actually bid. Which is surprising how close to the Aerola deal was. I know he was represented in London and trying to get a deal done with PSG, but I wasn't really sure where we were going to get him today. But look, that's big news on Aerola there. Other strikers, Abraham pairing Chelsea on 50 million. He's been impressive in pre-season, but look, if 50 million comes to Abraham, we don't buy him. And we're also interested in Slimak from Slavia Prague. We still have to do our deals with Slavia this summer, so we could look at the likes of Boril from them. We were still looking at Kral, although he's a Sparta Prague, but he was still poor at the Euros for Czech Republic. So look, there's Kuka. He scored for Slavia the other night. There's a few good players from there that we might. Mauzupas, he wasn't bad with checking the Euros. Maybe look at a few players like that. But overall, there's loads of players there. We're not doing any news with them, and that's all we can bring you right now. We'll be doing during the next day or two our Scottish Premier League predictions and the Premier League home kit, rate your kit video on the new channel. We link it down below. Until then, guys, take care. And one thing left to say: come on, you Irons.